Sorry.
Hi, beautiful.
Wait. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? You look beautiful.
Thank you. You do too.
Thank you. I love your
Loving your
hair.
hair.
I love your hair.
Say.
It's always so good. I always love your hair.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I'm so excited to
Am
have
I
you.
am I breaking up?
No, you're
Am
not
I
breaking up.
breaking up over there? Am I okay?
You're okay.
I feel like I'm breaking up.
Can you hear
I'm
me?
okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you kind of breaking up a little bit, but I can hear you.
Okay. Am I still breaking up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the signal is always bad.
Oh no,
You're
not okay.
freezing up. Is it?
Am I? Okay. Let's see. Let me check my. Okay. My Wi-Fi. Am I still?
You're okay. Okay, you're okay.
Okay. We're good. Okay.
Okay.
Hi,
We're
Karimah. How
good.
are you? Beautiful.
Hello. All right.
Yes.
You know what? Let me get another. I feel like I'm too low. Hold
Okay.
on. Oh, something to lift me up a little higher. Okay. I feel like that's
Okay.
better.
Yes.
Um,
And like I was
how's
saying, I
everything?
always love your hair. Your hair is always so good.
Thank you. Thank you. I love your hair too. I'm like really into big hair right now, you know.
Same. Same. It's easy, right? It's easy to do.
It's easy and it's cute, you know. It's just like letting it do its thing, you know.
All of that. All of that. So we're so excited to have you on today. Super, super excited. Super big fan of yours. I just want
Thank
to
you.
dive into a few hot topics before we get started. Um, it's been a week, right, since last week. So we got the news of the passing of Chadwick Boseman, and I saw that you also paid tribute to him, like so many of us did. Had you ever met him before?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah, I knew him. Yeah.
yeah. And so, what did that news what did it do to you? What did his death? How did it impact you, if you will?
Um, it was very sad. It was
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, I wasn't aware that he was sick,
Right.
so um yeah, it was just sad, it was a that hit pretty hard, because he was a really good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about him last night to someone, and I was trying to find the the words, and what everyone says about him being just like gentle, like a just a
Mm-hmm.
kind soul, and he
Mm-hmm.
was that, so it was sad. It's just always unfortunate, when anyone pass. It hurts even more when you know the person, and when you've had experiences with them where you feel like they were such a good person, and you wish that their life could have been extended, and seeing what he was offering the world. We definitely need more of that, embracing of each other, and looking after each other, and not forgetting others who are sick as well. So what he contributed, to society and to our youth, I think that was great. And so he will definitely be missed by many, for sure.
Definitely. And then also, so many people on social media were, just reflecting on the fact that, like you said, nobody knew that he was even sick. And so a lot of people kind of made jokes or kind of, made comments about his weight loss and what have you. Do you think that it's important for people to not judge because you never know what the other person is dealing with or what someone is dealing with on the other side?
Absolutely. And that was like that was one of my thoughts as well, is that you never know what people are going through. And I think, online it's so easy for people to hide, and not only that, it's just people could be so cruel, and it's kind
Right.
of like you don't know what people are going through. So it was a reminder for me to take that in consideration with all things. Like, people are carrying, you know, fighting battles that we know nothing about. And to add to that with your comment, or I don't know why people feel like celebrities are just like have no feelings, you know, or
Mm-hmm.
people that's in the limelight. It's like it's so easy for someone to comment in a very negative way, like that person doesn't have feelings or that it won't affect them, you know,
Right.
and that's really unfortunate because it's very real, you know,
Yeah.
the pain that people feel. And so I hope that that was at least a wake up call for those who may find themselves commenting in a negative way or making assumptions or judgments about someone that they don't know personally. And even if it's people that you do know, I think it's just to be, you know, mindful because we all we all have feelings, and you know, um it it has its effects, you know, whether people show it or not. Some people have gotten to the point where they may ignore it. But I think that if your heart, if you love people and your whole goal, you know, purpose is to serve and want to give life and love to people, and then to have that given back to you in return, it's almost like a slap in the face, you know? It's like I'm
Right.
doing all this, I'm pushing because I want to give to you, I want to entertain, I want to teach and do all these things. And so I think that I hope that I hope that it was food for thought for people to, you know, be more considerate, um, and to be slow to rush to judgment,
Right.
um, to people, or at least if you're thinking something, you can keep it to yourself, you know.
Right. Right. Definitely. I love that.
Shh, be quiet.
Oh, hey.
My cat,
Hi. Okay,
Lord
what's
have
his name?
mercy.
What's his name?
It's a girl. Her name is Bella. I guess she wanted to be on camera. Hello.
Hey, Bella.
Are
Thanks
you
for
gonna be
joining
quiet?
us.
Okay.
Spoiled. Spoiled. And then
Lord.
also on a lighter note, Karimah, you did you catch Versus on Monday? Because you actually worked with Brandy,
I
right?
did.
Brandy and Monica. You did.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I saw it. I ended up I missed it when it happened, but I ended up watching it on YouTube, and I saw it.
okay.
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah.
think? What did you think?
I liked it. It really, it took me back. You know, a lot of those songs, I'm just like, wow, they don't even make music like this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it just took me back. Yeah, it was very nostalgic. It was a real treat, you know.
Yeah.
I love a lot of their music. I think they're so talented. So I enjoyed it. I like the verses, that this whole thing with verses with the artists coming together. I think that I don't know who came up with that, but that was a great idea. And you know, a lot of times artists like the one with like DMX and Snoop Dogg, it's like, you know, I hadn't really heard from DMX in a while, but to be reminded of their music is kind of like I think it's a good thing, you know, for so
I
many.
shout out to Timberland and Swiss for creating Versus. I
Oh,
mean,
they did. Okay, that's who did it. Okay, okay, yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Because it definitely brings us together, right? I think it brings
yeah,
the culture together in, you know, where we can just leave all of our worries behind for the moment and just enjoy each
yeah,
other. And
yeah,
then also with the Brandy and the Monica, you worked on Moesha. You played, you were on there in 2001, I believe, in the
yeah,
college when they were in college, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think they were in college. I don't know how old they were. Yeah, I think they were in college,
yeah.
or they had their own places or something like that. But yeah, I did have an opportunity to work on that show. That was probably one of the first jobs I worked on. No, that was like my second job that I booked in LA. Yeah.
So let's dive right in. Thanks for talking to us about a few hot topics there. Let's dive right into everything. So
Okay.
you were born and raised in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
A daughter of two. You and your sister, I believe, right, with your mom. Is
Yes,
that right? Mm-hmm.
I have an older sister.
What interest did you have as a child? Like, what were you into?
Entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I used to sing a lot when I was a kid. My mom, they
Mm-hmm.
thought I was going to be a singer, and I don't know. It just I phased out of that. But I just loved as a child. I loved to entertain for
Mm-hmm.
sure. My aunt had a camcorder back then, and I have videos of when I was like probably since the age of 10, maybe even younger, of just performing and doing skits and stuff like that. Um, I think I was very creative, you know, as a child, and athletic. I was in a lot of sports. I was a gymnast. I played basketball. I was like point guard for a basketball team. I was on a volleyball team. So my mom kept me in sports. I danced too. So I was very active, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as a child. And I enjoyed sports as well.
And when did you develop an interest or, you know, gravitate toward the arts and acting? When did you say, okay, I think this is something that I want to, you know, peek into a little bit?
Because, you know, I was always into it, but it's funny because I did it, but for some reason in my little brain when I was a kid, I didn't connect the dots of like, you can do this for a living. You know, I really just remember growing up watching people like Whoopi Goldberg. She had, I mean, I loved all her movies from like Burglar, Jumpin' Jack Flash, The Color Purple, Fatal Beauty. And I remember watching these movies and being like, wow, you know, like just so just taken out of my own reality and
Right.
wanting to do that. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until like high school, you know, where I realized, well, after high school, well, before I was leaving high school, where I realized that I wanted to pursue it professionally, where I realized that I could pursue it professionally as a career, like I can actually do it for a living. So I've always been drawn to it, but connecting the dots as to is something that I could do for a living didn't happen until like late high school.
And you spoke a lot about Whoopi Goldberg being an inspiration to you and how she was, you saw yourself represented watching her on screen.
Yeah.
Now you're a representation for Black girls and Black women to see themselves, and you know they have the opportunity to dream because of you. What advice would you share with Black girls and Black women that are wanting to break into this industry?
I would say it's possible, you know, and to believe in yourself and believe that it's possible. You have so many examples that, you know, we're like testimonies that, you know, your dreams are possible. And I would say go for it, you know, ask questions and move forward the best way that you know how. You know, I always put God at the head of my life. And so I feel like and I trust my instincts, you know, for the most part. And I think that that has been a great guide for me on my journey. But for all artists out there, young women, I definitely say that, you know, I'm a living witness and an example that it's possible. If it can happen for me, it can happen for you.
Yes, I love that. And then you get your
I
big
truly
break.
believe that.
Yes, I
Hmm.
believe it too. And thank you for being a representation for us because we see you and we, like I said, Black women and girls, even if they don't want to be actresses, you know, we see you on screen and we, you know, dream bigger,
Yeah.
you know, because we see somebody
Yeah.
like yourself. So thank you for that. Your
Oh,
big break came and saved the last dance. And is it true that you
mhm.
guys shot that in Chicago? Where you from?
We shot that in Chicago. Yes. Uh-huh.
Talk
Yeah.
to
Save Lives Dance. That was my first job,
talk to us
professional job.
about what that film, that was your first job. What did that film do for your career? Because you then went on to appear in a variety of film and TV projects since then. What
Yeah.
did that do for you?
It gave me enough money. It's funny because I crashed that audition for Save the Last Dance. I didn't have an appointment, but I found out about it and I just showed up to the audition. And you know, that was me just stepping out on faith and just going for it. And you know, apologizing later. You know, it's just kind of like I had my goals. I knew what I wanted to do. So booking that job, you know, I had one line in that movie, but I made enough money to officially move to LA. So that was kind of like, again, it's like, you know, putting your mind, setting your mind to achieve something. It's almost like I don't believe in coincidences. I feel like things are coming together to guide you in the direction towards the path of where you're setting out to go in line. And I feel like LA was one of the places that I knew that I needed to move to in order to um, work in television and film, Chicago wasn't really a big market in that regards. And so, you know, moving to LA was on my list of goals. And so I feel like booking Save the Last Dance, it definitely gave me enough money to officially move to LA. And I got my, I was Taft-Hartley, which means I qualified to join the union from that film.
Talk about ballsy, right? Most people would not want to crash an audition. They'll be like, okay, if I'm not on the list, I'm not going. Speak to us really quick if you can, Karimah, or not even really quick. It's not on my notes, but I want you to speak to that of taking that risk, stepping out on faith, stepping out of your comfort zone. If you get a no, you get a no, but at least you know that you did what you had to do to get what it was that you were trying to get. Speak to us about being ballsy and taking the risk.
I think you absolutely have to go for it, you know, and if you're feeling afraid, you have to ask yourself, why not? You know, what's the worst that could happen? You know, you could book the job, or you could, you know, obtain the opportunity, or things can move to the next level. And, you know, nothing happens, and you look back like, well, what if? You don't want to have the what ifs, because you have nothing to lose at this point, you know? So I feel like if you don't try, then you know you'll never know. So I think that that's crucial, of just stepping out and just doing it, you know.
And then you've gone on to appear in Girlfriends, Shameless,
Mhm.
ER, Bolden, Suburbicon, which I loved you in, American
Thank
Violet, a host of other projects. And next month, you have a new film coming out, After We Collided. Can you talk to us a little bit about what we can expect from that film? And I know it came out in the UK, right? Like recently, is
Yeah.
that right? Okay.
Yes. Yes. You know, it's based off of a series of books
Mm-hmm.
called the After series, written by
Mm-hmm.
this young lady named Anna Todd, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really kind of like a love story, a youth love story. And so,
Mm-hmm.
After We Collided is the second installment of the books.
Okay.
There's the first one is entitled After, and I think that's on Netflix right now. But you know, you know, when I saw it, funny enough, I was like, you know, I love love stories, and
Me too.
and so I like cried. It was like, oh my God. I know it's like a teen drama, but you know, I was in it. You know, I was really into it. So I think people are going to enjoy it. I haven't actually seen, you know, the finished product of After We Collided, the one that is releasing in the United States October 2nd. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing, you know, good things, and the script and the books are good. So yeah, I feel like
Well, we
it'll be
can't.
good. It's just we're following this, we're following the journey of two people that are in love, and there are hills and valleys, you know.
Oh, as love is, hills and valleys. um,
As love
Denmark.
is, right?
Okay.
And you have like the young love is even more. Well, I can't even say love. Young love is even more, because you know we get it at all age ranges. You know, where
Right.
it's, you know, trying to understand what it is and what it isn't, if it's gonna
Right.
be or if it's not gonna be, you know. So
Yes,
yeah,
definitely. And so, when can we see it? Will it be in theaters or will it be on demand?
both. I believe.
Okay.
I mean, I think a lot of things would be contingent on COVID as far as
Right.
in the theaters. Because I was actually surprised to hear that it was going to be in the theaters in the UK. I was like, okay, well, they must have, you know, progressed and had some things
Yes.
in place where to make that possible. So I don't, as far as I know right now in the US, no theaters are open yet. But maybe in October we would have something in place that would make it possible. So as far as I know, yes, both in theaters and video on demand. But if the theaters are closed, it definitely will be just VOD.
Well, we'll be supporting you, my dear. So we
Thank you.
can't wait for that to come out. Yes. And then we also support you in our favorite show. All the people are in the comments. When is season 3 coming? When is season 3 coming? All American, Grace
Yeah.
James. We love you in this role. Karimah, talk to
Thank
us
you.
about how you came to be involved in this project based on former NFL player Spencer Paysinger. You play his mom
Mm-hmm.
in the show. And it's just such a beautiful show, beautifully written, beautifully acted. You guys, a beautiful cast. How did you get involved in this project?
I had an audition for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was pilot season, and pilot season is a time in the industry where shows that have been picked up by networks, or the network has expressed interest in this particular show, they're going to cast for, they're looking for actors to play the roles in the pilot. The pilot is like the first episode of a show. And so during pilot season, all the shows are doing this. So you're running around town, you're auditioning for all these different shows. And I had an audition for it. And so I auditioned several times. And then I eventually booked the role.
You play a mom of two,
But you know
and
what's
you
so
don't.
interesting? Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say, what's so interesting about that show, or that moment, that time in my life, was that I was auditioning a lot, and I was tired. I remember just being like, I remember sitting in my car, and I got to the audition early, and I remember sitting in my car like, man, Lord, I'm tired, you know, because it was like, I mean, I've been in LA now officially like 20 years. So, you know, booking a series, being on a great drama series was on my goal list, like in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? When I lived in Chicago. So it was like, you know, as an actor, you have all these things that you want to do. And so, you know, being a series regular, working consistently is something that was like just on the list a long time ago. So I remember sitting in my car just being like, you know, after running around all these auditions, I was just like, man, I'm tired, you know? And I remember just, I think a part of me was just kind of like letting go, not in a sense of like, I'm leaving the industry, but just like, I'm going to go in here and whatever happens, happen. You know, it was just like, it was that type of tired where it was like, even though I love the project, and usually when I read something and I'm super excited about it, it's like, okay, I gotta be focused, gotta go in, you know, it's a whole nother like, you know, deep meditation, you know, it's all this stuff to try to stay grounded and ready. And you know, with this one, I was just like, I knew it. I loved it now, but I remember just being like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, you know.
Right.
And it's funny that, you know, it's funny and a blessing that, you know, I booked it, but I just remember that moment of sitting in my car, just being like, yo, I'm tired, you know, just the whole running around town and, you know, all of that. But that's a part of, you know, that comes with it, you know. But you do have those moments of being like, you know.
That's a word.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that are watching. I've been there recently, like that are tired. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay, when is this going to connect? What's
Yeah.
going on here? You know? And so thank you for sharing that transparency, because you didn't give up and you still went, and then look what, you know, you got the job.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah, there
gotta
are
keep
moments
pushing.
when you feel just exhausted. And what got you through that exhaustion and, you know, being tired? What pulled you through to say, okay, I got to just keep going? What pulled you through?
I think I knew that this was something that I wanted to do. So it's just kind of like you said, you are going to get tired. You have moments of feeling tired, but if you know that this is your ultimate goal, I mean, being tired doesn't mean giving up. It's a recognition that you're tired and you would like for this thing to move a little differently. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean like I'm going to give up. It's just like, man, I'm tired. And, you know, to acknowledge that is real. I don't think anything is wrong with it, but it's just an acknowledgement. But if you know that this is your ultimate goal or what you're trying to do, it doesn't mean it's time to walk away. It just means that you're tired.
Right.
Basically,
so
you know what I mean? Okay, you tired and what? Okay, keep moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that is. That's all that is, you know. You can take a little break if you want to. You want to sit down for a week or so, but you're gonna, you know, the
Pick
dream
it
is
back
real.
up.
The dream is still alive, you know. So you still keep moving towards that in that direction. But you know, it's normal to feel, you know, to feel tired, you know. But that doesn't mean tired doesn't mean no. Tired doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means it's not happening in the time that you want it to happen.
Mm, you just preached to us. Thank you for that sermon on this Friday. We needed that. And so you guys are gearing up for season 3. Have you guys started shooting? Because you were supposed to come back next month in October, but it's
Yeah.
been pushed to 2021. What can you tell us about? Are you guys in the middle of shooting? Do you know anything you can tell us? Share
Yeah,
with
no,
us?
we haven't started filming yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
we'll be filming this fall, but we haven't started yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think this show connects so much with viewers? Why do you think it connects with the children and the adults? Why does it connect with all races? Why do you think people gravitate to this show so much?
Because it's real. It's very relatable. You know, I think
Mm-hmm.
that people watching it, either you can see yourself in one of the characters. So I feel like they really cover a wide spectrum of um, not even personalities, but life circumstances and the hearts, you know, things that people are dealing with heart wise, you
Right.
know, and that's a big connector piece. And then also, I think that, you know, how it was composed in the sense of you have these two worlds where ideally we think that they are extremely different, you know, like Beverly
Mm-hmm.
Hills and Crenshaw. It's like
Right.
you even say the just those names, you know, those words. It's like immediately you have a visual of two totally different worlds.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, people could appreciate that, you know, well, I can see that we are more alike than we are different. You know, we have people in Beverly Hills dealing with the same thing that people in Crenshaw are dealing with on a
Right.
human level, on a heart level. And so I think
Right.
that that's another thing that people can appreciate about the show because it's like um, really recognizing that how universal um, issues are, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, universal life issues are, and it goes beyond race, class, communities that you live
Right.
in, regardless. So I think that, and then you know, yeah, and cool storylines. You know, kids can relate
Yes.
to the storyline. Kids love the storylines, and you know the actors. So I think it's a number of things in the writing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just yeah. So I think that it's a lot of cool uh, stuff and just fresh. You know, I feel like it's fresh. You
It
know, it's
is.
fresh show. You know.
Very fresh, very fresh.
Hmm.
And you play a mom of 2 boys, right? A
Yeah.
single mom of 2 boys. Did you
Hmm.
pull from your childhood growing up in Chicago for this part? Did you like go back to that when you were a child growing up?
You know what? I didn't at first. It's funny because someone else asked me that, and I said, "Well, you know what? My mom, as I grew up in a single family home too,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess there was some part of me that could understand it. It helped me understand it more, the reality of it, because I grew up in the situation. So, but I don't know how much I really leaned on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely helped me understand um, certain aspects that comes with that, you know.
Right.
And so I was able to um, um, transfer that reality, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to myself to make that real for me
Have you had
on
single moms?
the mother side, on the mother
Right,
side.
right,
Hmm.
right. Have you had single moms reach out to you and say, thank you for representing us the way you do, and thank you for what you're doing just to be an inspiration for us?
I have, I have, which is really like wow. It's like it's humbling, but it's just like, you know, it's when you have anybody as an artist, when you have anyone ever saying anything about how your art has touched them, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
help them with their relationship with their kids, it's very humbling, you know. Um, but I was surprised, you know. This is my first time in this type of, you know, position with playing a character consistently. And but I have to thank the writers for, you know, creating these worlds and for us actors to bring to life. But it's definitely humbling. It's surprising, and it's surprising to be on the receiving end of something like that. And then it's very humbling too.
Yes. Did you talk to Spencer's mom at any point after you got the role, like just to see how she was, or was it because it's loosely based on his story, right? It's not like
It's
solely
inspired.
based.
It's
Mm-hmm.
inspired by, yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I did
Okay.
talk to his mom. Yeah,
How
sweetheart.
was
Yes.
she?
Oh, she's sweet. She's sweet. She's sweet. She's strong. You know.
Just
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah. I like her. I like her a lot. Yeah. She did a great job with us, with Spencer and her boys, just in general. You know. So she should be very, very proud of what he's accomplished. And yeah. So yeah, she's cool as heck. Yeah, I
And
definitely
I'm
saw.
sure she's proud of what you're doing on screen. I'm
I
sure.
hope so. I mean, because I'm not like, you know, I know, well, we know it's inspired by, so I
Mm-hmm.
really tried to, because at first I was thinking about how do I approach this? Like, do I try to become the mom, you know, his mom?
Right.
But then I realized that no, you know, that's not it. But it was good to talk to her and stuff like that. So I hope that she's, you know, proud of the work and how I'm, you know, telling the story as a character. Even though I'm not trying to be her, I hope that she's
Right.
just happy with how everything has turned out overall, you know?
What would you like to see happen next season with Grace's storyline? What would you like to see? Because we saw everything that unfolded in season 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Where do you want to see her go next? What do you want to see happen for her?
I would like for Grace to have a life, you know, like I mean, you know, it's hard. I feel like you just don't have space for it almost. You working full time, then you have kids that you
Right.
raising. It's like, and then I'm in school, so it's
Right.
very little wiggle room, you know, to do a whole lot. So I would like for Grace to have some fun, you know. It's like her life, everything right now is about her boys, you know,
Yes.
keeping them together, getting them through school, you know, raising them to be responsible young black men, you
Right.
know, and that's my focus, you know. But I would like for her to have a little fun too, you know.
Same.
That little bit, you know, maybe some workout. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with her. Micah, I don't, you know, some. His sister done been through some things, you know. She like, a husband
Yeah.
done left, you know, don't know it. The husband done passed away. She didn't have,
I
it's
wasn't
been a
ready for
lot.
that.
Oh
What was
yeah.
your favorite episode from season 2?
Everybody always asks me that. Unfortunately, this sounds horrible, but my favorite episode was the episode when Corey died, you know.
Mine too. It was very
Yeah,
emotional.
yeah, yeah. I just like the whole, I'm all about family, so I love that that aspect of us being able to have an episode where we were all together, you know,
Right. Right.
even though it was for the last time. I really, you know, appreciated that. And then I also appreciated, you know, us finally saying all the things that we didn't get a chance to say for
Right.
myself and for Billy's character. So I like the um, the back the back and forth they have between us. I like how that was done. Um, gosh, what is the director's name? I can't believe I'm blanking on. He's gonna kill me. Great director for that episode.
It's okay.
Jesus. How am I forgetting his name?
Oh, anybody in the comments? Nobody. It's okay. It's okay. And you
I
know,
hope
another
you.
episode I liked was the class reunion episode. That was
Oh
fun.
yeah, yeah, that was
I
fun
liked
too.
that. That
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah,
I like to see you in that space. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
like to see you in that. That's why I would like you to have a little bit more fun too. Season
yeah,
3,
yeah. I was saying,
let's
yeah,
have a little
yeah,
bit
me
more fun.
too.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So we'll
Uh,
see.
yeah. What do you think
Uh-huh.
about, so the series now streams on Netflix, right? And you guys
Mm-hmm.
have a whole other audience of people that probably hadn't watched you guys on the CW, but now they can binge and stream you guys on Netflix.
Yeah.
What does that mean, or what does that mean to have another audience of people watching the show? Have you gotten people to say, well, I didn't get to see you guys on CW, but now I've watched you guys on Netflix? What
All the
has been the
time.
response? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, all the time. I hear that
Mm-hmm.
all the time. I think it's great. I think it's a beautiful thing, you know.
Right.
I think it's an important show. You know, I get, emails, not emails, but DMs a lot from kids saying how the
Yes.
show has changed their lives, how they think differently, how they want to be like Spencer, you
Wow.
know. So I love that, I love that, the show really feeds the kids in a way, offer food for thought, where it's like they get it just from watching the storylines. It's not even like no one's telling them like this is what this means and you got to
Right.
do this. It's like they're just catching it from watching the story play out and like, oh, okay. So it's offering different perspectives that are strong and things that they can carry with them in their lives. So I really love that aspect of it. So yeah, I think it's great that it's being Netflix is actually opening up the audience or exposing the show to more people, because
Right.
I think that now not only is it entertaining, but it's offering different perspectives to our youth that may not have had those perspectives in the prior to.
Definitely.
Hmm.
And those who have not can catch up on seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix. So go
Yes.
ahead and stream.
Stream,
And so
stream,
do you have
stream.
a date for season 3? Is there a date, a specific date we can look out for when season 3 comes back?
I don't I don't want to as January, it's in January. As far as I
Okay.
know as of now, it's in January, but I don't have it. I've seen two different things. I don't know which. I'm sorry, I keep looking. There's like a butterfly outside my window.
Oh,
I've seen two different dates. I've seen January 4th, and then I saw something that said January 28th.
okay.
So don't quote me, but I think I'll just say it's in January of 2021.
January. So we'll be
Mm-hmm.
watching. Okay, the director was Benny Boone.
Benny Bull.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's it. Thank you. Shout out to OMB.Trav. Shout out. Thank you for
I was
that.
up. I
Thank
was up.
you.
Yes, thank you. Whoever said that, thank you. I was up really
Yeah.
late last night, and my brain is like almost there. But I can't
It's
believe,
okay.
yes, Benny Boom. So
Yeah.
he did a great
Yeah.
job on that episode. So yeah.
And do you guys get to offer any insight on your characters, even though I know that it's inspired by Spencer's story, but do you guys get to say, well, maybe she wouldn't do this, maybe she would do that, or do you guys get to offer perspective on any of your storylines?
I don't know. I've never have. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
other actors do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the writers are definitely or a showrunner definitely open to have conversations about your character, and I'm
Right.
sure they seem so open to hear what you have to say. So if you had any input, I can't see them being like, well, no, that's not what we did. That's not what we're
Right.
doing. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. But I honestly don't personally know because I've never gone in and said, well, you know what? I think that
She's great. Should
you
we
know
do
what
this?
I think? I think, I've
Right.
never done it, so
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
And Karimah, you're not only, so we'll be looking out for All American in January, you guys, because people were like missing it. They were like, okay, when is it coming back? So January 2021. So we'll be
Yes.
looking out for it. But you're not only an actor, you're also a writer and producer. Um,
Yeah.
what do you love to do most? Do you like to be in front of the camera or behind, or you don't have a specific favorite? You like to do both of
I like to do both.
them?
They stimulate different parts of my brain. So
Right.
producing is like my love for puzzles, I like
Hmm.
putting things together. So
Right.
they just stimulate me mentally in different ways, so they
Right.
just stimulate me differently. So I love them both.
What kind of stories do you want to tell next? Like, what do you want to? What's in your mind of stories that you want to put out next?
Not only entertaining, but thought provoking, like food for
Hmm.
thought, just things that humanity, I don't always say humanity, that's too broad. And I don't know, I haven't even brought it down to specific where it's like, oh, this is just specifically women issues. I want to deal with women issues. Like a film that well, we haven't shot it yet, but I co-wrote it, and we're in like the phases of putting elements together for it. Now that is a more female driven storyline, but I don't want to like pigeonhole myself and say I'm only going to do this certain type of thing. But for the most part, I do want to do things that's thought provoking because I feel like television and film is such a huge medium to communicate to people. And I
Right.
feel like if you do have the voice, or if you have a voice that can offer something in the sense of helping people, healing, um, just, presenting something to someone's life that could be helpful, I'd rather lean in that direction versus just making anything, because I
Right.
feel like it's just such a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to feed people in the way that could be life changing. So I want to take the opportunities that I do get to be able to offer some real, what I consider maybe, real food for thought that um, may, offer different perspectives that could make someone's life a little easier,
Right. I love
or
that.
just how they're looking at it, just offer different perspectives that might be healthier. I don't know.
I love that. I love
Hmm.
that. There has been this upheaval, if you will, in Hollywood,
Hmm.
um, with networks speaking out and against racism.
Hmm.
Have you ever, in your 20 plus years being here in LA working, have you ever experienced racism on a set?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. The journey has been long. It has not been easy. It has not been hard. It's just been a
Hmm.
process. You
Right.
know, um, I have not had a lot of bad situations, work
Hmm.
situations where it's like, and I guess I feel I'm fortunate to. I feel. I guess I should say I don't know if I'm fortunate to have that has been my experience, but I haven't had a lot of, you know, racism in your face or anything like
Hmm.
that. Now, if it was something behind my back, I don't know. But as far as going to set and feeling uncomfortable and people weird, like, most creative people are very, for the most part, a lot of them are very empathetic,
Hmm.
and are open vessels, you know. As creatives. So a lot of times those rooms don't really hold that space. I mean, collectively as artists, we're
Right.
all about humanity. We're all trying to reflect humanity.
Hmm.
So um I feel like it could, I don't know, it could get in the way of your gift to just have that there. It's almost serves as a block.
Right.
um, then you become a character yourself. It's like, oh, you're the racist neighbor.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because it affects how you deal with people, how you operate with folks. But I have to say, I have not experienced that on set.
Do you think that there should be change made in Hollywood as it relates to how they handle their black actors, people in front of the camera, people behind the camera? Do you think that a change should happen?
You know what? Honestly, I feel like I have seen a big shift, you know, from the
Mm-hmm.
time that I've started in this industry,
Mm-hmm.
from the time I've moved to Hollywood to now. I could say I feel like there has been a lot of changes, you know,
Right.
from my start, from in front of the camera to behind the camera. I mean, when I first started, there was no black female leads on a TV series. You know, I think the last one was Diane Carroll, maybe in Julia.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 1970 something, I think. So now we had Kerry Washington, Viola
Right.
Davis, Nicole Bahari. We had,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on every single network, you know,
Right.
over the last. So that's progress. So I see the progression. So I know that there are a lot of things that people still want to continue to push the envelope on, but I feel like it's happening, you know, and it's
Mm-hmm.
been happening. So I can't say that. I don't really know what to speak to in regards to that because I feel like I'm seeing a lot of changes. You
Gotcha.
know, yeah. I mean, yeah. And
Yeah. No.
there's so many different networks right now. There's so many different distribution avenues. I mean, I feel like we doing it right now. I mean, I feel
Right.
like it's going to continue to grow, but it's like
Right.
I see the elevation. I see the
Right.
doors opening. So it's happening. You know, I don't really know what else to say, what else needs to happen. I mean, I don't know if we need more black execs. I don't really know that side of it as much
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mm-hmm.
executive levels of what they deal with over there on that side.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, but as an actor, I feel like when I watch TV or even just look at award shows and see how many of us are out here working and you know creating, writing, and stuff like that, it feels like progress to me, and it feels like it's not going to stop. So I feel like we are moving in a really good direction in that regards. But again, as far as like on the executive level, I can't really speak to that um, because I don't know. You know, I
Right.
don't know what they actually deal with that needs to be changed in
Right.
Hollywood. So yeah.
And then, so we have an election coming up.
Mhm.
2 months, I think 60 something days, or maybe I think we're like 59, 58 days. Why is it important for people to get out and vote in this election?
Um, it's important for people to vote um, because oh, I was hoping politics didn't come up. It's important for people to get out and vote because you are taking actions to um, you're allowing your voice. It's almost as if you are allowing your voice to be heard. The different policies and the things that you would like to see implemented or done. You going to the polls and voting is you using your voice or your thoughts to say, I'm choosing this. And collectively, if it's enough people who feel the same way, then perhaps changes could take place.
I love it. That wasn't so
Yeah.
bad. I love
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, so if no one's doing that, then I don't know. So but that I mean I think that's a good way to like really kind of look at it like but you gotta research. I feel like it can't
Say
be.
that again.
You
Say that
gotta
again.
research. It can't be what everybody's saying. You have to really kind of like do your homework and really make your own decisions as far as what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And I think that that's important because I never really did that. I always listened to what everybody else said because either one, I waited last minute, and it was like, oh, I got to vote tomorrow. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't know what anybody's policies are. Like, okay, let me just vote for whoever's everybody's saying to vote for, And I'm never going to do that again, you know? On a
Right.
local level. I mean, especially you don't hear it's not so much on the local level, but you really hear it when it comes to the presidential election. So
Right.
I just think it's important for people to really to research, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
research and really know
Research.
what's going on.
Yeah. So you
Hmm.
guys, you heard the queen. Research and get out and vote. Make sure you vote.
Research policies for yourself and vote vote on your values, vote based off of what you would really like to see happen.
Right.
Ice Cube, he drafted like a plan for Black America. I have to finish reading through it, but I love how he is very engaged in the process of it. Has really started to cause people to at least hopefully look at it like, oh, it's not just about whatever I could get. It's
Right.
really about also making demands, and it's like earning my vote. You just don't
Right.
get it. It ain't just about if you don't vote for me, you ain't,
Right.
it's like really putting things on a table and asking for things and seeing if those things could happen. So um I'm learning more, about it, but I'm not a big fan of politics at all.
Neither am I. We gonna have to do something come November. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you definitely got to do
yeah,
something, but
yeah,
it's overwhelming. I think for anybody,
yeah.
we're in a really difficult position right now. Um, I think we're in a really difficult position right now as a nation because
Mm-hmm.
there's just so much corruption going on, and
Unspoken.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Get out and vote. Get out and
Get out
vote.
and
Get
vote.
out and vote. Get out
You
and
heard
vote.
Gracia James. Get out and vote, you guys.
Get
Get
out
out and
and
vote.
vote, you guys.
So, Karimah, how are you doing self-care with the lockdown? Well, we're starting to get back out in LA a little bit more, but how
Yeah.
have you, for the past 6 months, how have you practiced self-care for yourself? How have you taken time for you?
Um. Well, it's kind of been off and on. I have
Mm-hmm.
moments of like really being in the zone with some things. Like I mean, this is more like just surface stuff, but um, deep conditioning my like have every Sunday, wash my hair, deep condition. I might do my nails, I might do my feet, just make it. I mean, even though I'm in a house, but it's like that's little stuff
Right.
like that. Getting some rest because I can tend to be a night owl, so it's like self care starts to look like when I go to bed early, and then wake
Right.
up. Even though I have nowhere to go, it's like
Mm-hmm.
going to bed early, getting up at a decent time, and then also educating myself on things, learning, new things, and really a lot of just going within and reflecting over a number of situations and really trying to grow, as a person. I feel like this, without the distractions, you really get a chance to see yourself a little clearly. And I think that this opportunity, this moment at home has given me an opportunity to really go deeper and uncover a lot of stuff. Because even before the lockdown, I mean, I've always gone to therapy on and off throughout the years. And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of the things, I think I ended my therapy sessions like earlier this year, but a lot of the things I had kind of learned over the years, I started to really kind of look at it and, you know, going deeper and seeing like, oh, okay, that. So a lot of inner work, you know.
Right.
So I'm happy about that because I feel like I could tell that there's been growth, you know,
Yes.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
like just things happen. It's like 2 years ago or 10 years ago, I would have, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so you can, when you
Mm-hmm.
start catching yourself like, wow, I responded completely different. You know, you heal from things. So this has been a good time for that because there hasn't been any distractions to kind of keeping you away from yourself. I mean,
Right.
you could create the distractions, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
really good time um, to kind of go within and really kind of reflect on um, all those things that you ran away from or didn't allow
Right.
yourself to do before in the past for whatever reason. So
Right.
I'm a big thing that I really enjoy is like self-help stuff, and so I'm always trying to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
I love that. I love this interview. This was so good.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
taking time for us today. But before you go, I want to
Uh-huh.
do 5 questions in 5 seconds. It's my Ashley's 5 and 5. So it's like
Okay.
a little rapid fire.
Okay.
Uh, favorite movie?
Color Purple.
I love it. What did you have for breakfast?
Today?
Yeah, today, Friday.
Oh, I haven't had breakfast yet. What time is it? 2 o'clock? Okay.
It's
So I was
almost.
let me explain. Let me explain. I was
Okay.
up really late and I woke up today at like I think 11 something and I started getting ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I got ready at 11 too. That's what
but
time
you
I
know what?
started.
But you know what? That's actually so my whole diet thing is something I know I need to look at as far as like self-care because stuff like this happens, you know, and it's like, oh, it's 2 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet. And it's not that I don't want to eat. It's just that I've just been moving and doing all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, I gotta get up online. So that's something that I definitely need to um, understand that that's a part of self care as well. And I do
Yeah.
understand that. And I feel like I'm like, um, I don't know, like I just put myself out there, and I'm like, I don't want people to think I don't be eating because I do eat.
No,
It's
I'm the
just
same
like,
way. And your body is way more banging than mine, child. I'm the same way. I don't eat breakfast. I don't know why. But
yeah,
I'm healthy. I just don't. I'm not a
yeah,
breakfast girl, but it's okay.
okay,
It's okay.
yeah.
Summer or fall? Summer or fall? Which do you prefer? Summer or fall?
Fall,
Okay.
fall,
What would you be doing if you weren't acting?
producing.
I think we have one more. Favorite lyrics to a song?
I can't see. Damn.
No. No
They
lyrics.
they they rated X.
Oh,
You know
okay,
what's
okay.
yeah.
Who is it by?
Lil Kim.
Tupac? Oh, Little Kim. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know
But
why that came to my head. I'm sure there's so many other lyrics that are like my favorite lyrics, but I think when I was younger and like you know fast, I knew all of Lil Kim songs. You know what I
me
mean?
too. And was singing, rapping them like,
Yeah, you know. But because I think she was young, black, colorful hair, rapping about stuff you would never say. You know, so it was
yeah.
a little bit like a little bit of like you know, you shouldn't be doing it, but
But
you
you
know,
doing it, and then you
yeah,
feel
but you're
kind of
doing
good
it.
saying it. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
So it's funny. Wow. Yeah. But I'm sure there's other lyrics. I just said that because that was the first that came to my mind because I probably know all of her songs. But yeah, but I definitely couldn't say those
No, don't
lyrics.
worry. Well,
Yeah.
we have a visual. We have a visual.
Yeah, we know.
Karimah,
We know.
we know. This was so good. Thank you for taking time. I appreciate
You're
your
welcome.
energy. Thank you so, so much. And we'll be
You're
watching the
welcome. Thank you
movie
for
next
having me.
month. We'll be watching it on demand or in theaters. You just have to let us know.
After we
So
collide
post
it?
it,
Okay. Okay.
and when
I
you
will.
post it, we'll be following. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Well, I have to say that okay. Well, I can't say anything, but just know that there is 2 more movies that's coming with after. There's after three books 3 and 4 are going to be produced as well. So
Oh,
I want
okay.
to tell people if you guys want to read the book series, the book is available to be read as well. And I portray the character Karen Scott.
Yeah. Yes. They've been in the comments. Karen and Grace.
Karen and Grace.
Yes.
Yay. Yeah,
Yes.
our fans are just beautiful, and I really am thankful for them, and I hope everybody is doing well, during these times, and just hold on. We're gonna get through this. It's been a long time, but we're still here, and I just want to thank you, and thank the fans for all of your support. Like it means a lot, and I just want to wish, everyone all the best, during this time, and just, encourage you guys to uh, remember the brighter side of things and know that, uh, we'll get through this. This too shall pass,
Amen. This too shall
Amen.
pass. I love it. Thank
Yes.
you so much,
Yeah.
Karimah. You have
You're
a
welcome.
sister in me. You have a
Same,
sister in me.
same. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Where's the buzz?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
is the buzz you said was mine?